you're looking at millions of dollars of Pokemon cards, all owned by this guy. And he's not the only super successful collector here. Welcome to Card Party, an event hosted by an absolute genius, Pat Flynn, aka DeepPocketMonster, who I talk to later in this video. Well, today I'm walking around interviewing some of the most successful creators, collectors, and sellers I know to learn more about how they got where they are today. Starting with the iconic TheBulbaStore. All right, we've got the legend, TheBulbaStore here. Okay, tell me a little bit about the last 6 months for you.
Oh, well, it has been pretty crazy. I'm glad everyone has been enjoying the vendor POVs and stuff, but every show has been just getting better and better. I think partly because of, a lot of people are learning more about the shows in general, but it's been pretty cool. All the people coming up, saying, the vendor POVs. There's a lot of other vendors that I've met here that are also starting to do it too. So I'm glad the whole genre, I guess, is kind of pushing along. But yeah, the last 6 months, especially this year, has been pretty, I'd say Orlando that just happened was the craziest show. And it just keeps building upon itself. So Card Party, great show. Yeah. So hopefully it just keeps on going up from here. I mean, can't complain. It's a great time.
Dude, that's amazing. So some background as well, if you don't know the TheBulbaStore, he makes basically content right here that you can see. There's a camera set up where you film your interactions at your booth and kind of deals and stuff that go down, which is super duper interesting. So you definitely were one of the ones who really popularized that. So now that this is kind of blowing up, vendor POVs blowing up, I don't know, how does it feel to be paving a niche right now?
It's definitely cool. When people say, "Oh, you tell me," you inspire me to start. But it really just started because I was doing it anyways. So I figured I'm doing the shows, and I really took inspiration from Pawn Stars. I don't know if you know the show Pawn Stars, but I grew up watching Pawn Stars, so I was like, why not just try and recreate similar to that? But just knowing that other people, I wasn't really expecting it to be this big, I guess. But again, the fact that other people love it, that they find it entertaining, the fact that I know I'm not the first person to do vendor POVs. There have been people that I've watched that do vendor POVs that have inspired me to be oh, I want to go do that. And since I'm doing it anyways, record. So when I hear that too, I think it's pretty cool to, it just kind of keeps on going. So whoever watches me and then wants to do it, maybe someone will watch them and want to do it. It just keeps on going until it's a bigger genre.
Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. And so when did you start in the card space? How long you been doing this for?
I would say I'm relatively new. I started collecting cards probably in college, so I think it's been 3 years. When Chilling Reign came out, me and my brother were walking by the card store, or LGS, saw the Blaziken VMAX. I was like, I didn't even know they made Pokemon cards like this. Opened some booster boxes, didn't get anything, of course, but that was pretty much, that kickstarted it all to what it is today. College, I would just buy and sell online, and then I started doing shows last year in Orlando, actually. It was my first Collecticon. I went as a buyer, and I was like, this is a pretty cool thing. And Dallas happened to be next, so it was local, so I was able to do that. Then I've done every single one since then.
Bro, how old are you?
I just turned 24.
Man, what? Dude, no way. That's so sick. And okay, so speaking on the finance side of things, how much have you ever sold in one day?
It hasn't released yet, but the Orlando one that we just did, that was probably our biggest show deal because I sold the Black Label ponchos. I don't know if this will be out before that, but I sold those, and then I would say that whole day was close to 100K, close. I don't really keep track of the thing, but I'd say around there.
That's insane. And if you had any advice for somebody that maybe wanted to get into content creation, or more specifically, vending, buying and selling, making Pokemon cards a business, not just a hobby, what advice would you give?
I would say first just start doing, a lot of people ask me oh, what do I need? How much money do I need to start? Which is whatever you got, just go out to your local shows, just use what you have. It's best to just learn your knowledge, to learn it by doing it. And then, I'd say experience is the best teacher. So just try it out, do it with what you got. And don't take it too seriously, even if you have a bad show, it's just a learning experience. And it should be fun. I enjoy doing this, so if you're just doing it and you're not really enjoying yourself, maybe try finding ways to make it enjoyable.
Dude, amazing. Well, thank you very much for chatting, bro. Congratulations. Check him out, TheBulbaStore, at any convention ever, because he's at all of them. We'll look out for the green shirts. Thanks, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so we're here right now with John Radar. What do you go by?
PokeRadar, I guess. Radar really is what people call me at this point, because there's too many syllables.
Okay, Radar. And man, you've been in the card game for a while.
Long time.
How long have you been in the card game for?
Like seriously, not everyone goes back to their childhood. You guys are liars if you say yes, it's 1999. No, you took a break. We all took a break. 2015, like the beginning of 2015 was when I got back in it.
Dang, okay, 2015. So when you got into the market and got into like the hobby and the trade, what were you doing at first?
Evolutions came out, or like there was the announcement, it was on Poke Beach, that Evolutions, this reprint of base set was coming out. And I was like, you know what, I'm buying a case, me and my brother's gonna open this like old times and just go crazy with Pokemon again. And that took me down a deep, deep dark hole.
Okay, so how deep would you say you are? Now, if you looked at your entire collection, what do you think the whole collection would be worth, roughly?
Well, to be fair, I just sold about half of it to buy a house.
Yeah, right.
So I'm finally at that point. Like, I
bought a house with Pokemon cards.
I bought a house with Pokemon cards.
That's amazing.
Which is incredible. What I have now is still in the 6 figures. I think it's like 400, 500,000.
Jeez, bro.
Yeah.
And what's the biggest sale you've ever made?
I sold a single card. It was in a trade.
Okay.
There's actually a video on YouTube about this. I sold a 1997 Pikachu #2 trophy.
Sick.
And it was valued at $350,000.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
wild.
crazy.
Yeah. Flew over to Dubai.
Oh my gosh.
Was quite the trip. So I always tell people I went from trading Pokemon cards on a school bus to trading Pokemon cards in Dubai. It's like a wild...
That's got to come up right there.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Okay, so if you had any advice for people entering the market, like for the first time right now, what piece of advice would you give?
So what I did to be successful here is do what I do best, and that's build relationships. I think, I mean, you know, I connect a lot of people. I know a lot of people. I make things happen.
I can vouch.
That's what I lean on. I mean, I'm not the brightest. I'm not I won't grind as hard as the next guy, but I know people so well. I know what people need, what they want, how to put them together and make beautiful things happen. And that has led to just like everything to where I'm at now is because of the people that I've been able to connect with.
Dude, that's sick. So get out to some conventions, do some networking, make some friends. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out.
Of course. Great to see you as always.
Follow this guy, legend. All right, so we got the man PokeDean in the house here. How you doing, bro?
Very good. This is busy, bro. Very busy. Right? I'm looking forward to it. You having a good time?
It's been insane. It's been insane. So for you, what do you do? And what are you doing here?
So, content creator mainly. I do go to card shows and vend as well, but obviously it's very difficult being from the UK. Bringing stuff over is a little bit of a challenge. So I'm here just to mainly buy, but also doing a lot of content like vlogging, like yourself. Maybe trying to make up like some content for like challenges or something along the way. But then also very involved in the show. So we've got meet and greets. There's going to be like some stage stuff as well with Chloe. So it's going to be a bit of a manic weekend, but I'm looking forward to it. So we'll have to see what happens.
Dude, insane. Okay, so in your all Pokemon primarily.
Yes.
When did you start doing Pokemon stuff?
So I started doing Pokemon, I've always collected as a kid. And then around, I'd probably say when I was around 10 years old, I stopped collecting. I got more into like Xboxes, PlayStation, that kind of stuff. Then 2016, and you will know this the most, Pokemon Go took over the world and I got involved heavily. And then through that, I was like, oh, do you know what? I used to collect cards. So I went through my stuff, found out it was worth nothing, but I was like, the nostalgia is incredible. And then through that, started collecting again, found more expensive cards. And then in 2021, I was like, you know what? I make YouTube videos, let me do it with Pokemon as well. And then started my channel, and it's been like that ever since. It's been amazing.
Dude, that's so cool. So you full-time support yourself through the card trade and content creation?
Content creation, and now myself and Chloe, we own our own Pokemon store in the UK, Collector's Card House. Opened 2 months ago yesterday, so it's been going really busy. It's really busy, it's going really well. And yeah, I never imagined having a shop, but it's one of those things when the opportunity arises, I always like to take it with both hands and just go for it.
Dude, and do you have any advice for anybody that maybe might want to open up their own in-person store, or any advice for people who are maybe running a store? Any tips you've learned?
I tell you what, it's been a very big learning process for me. Like I said, I never really imagined having my own shop. So in terms of tips, I would say make sure you can afford it. It's very expensive because now I have to look after employees, I have to pay for their wages. Obviously, you have to pay for like product, you have to pay for rent, electricity. There's a lot of things to pay for. So I'd definitely do your research on how much it's going to cost if you want to run a store. And then the one thing I've learned is that a lot of surprises come up. So try and be as prepared as you possibly can for the unexpected, and then you should be all right. But it's still a learning process for me, so we'll have to ask me in a year and we'll see how it's going. Hopefully it's still there. Got
it. Dude, amazing. Okay, and so for your personal collection, what is the most expensive thing that you own?
Ooh, okay, luckily, I've actually been getting a few things from my collection recently. Okay. I picked up a lot of Pikachu ponchos. I'm on the hunt for one today, actually. So if anyone sees the Team Grunt Pika, the skull one, yeah, that's sick. But my most expensive card is the 2022 London World's #1 trainer.
I forgot you guys have that.
Yes, myself and Chloe own it. My prized possession. I love it, honestly. The story is insane. It's on my YouTube channel. How I got it, we flew to America, got it graded with PSA. Only one in a PSA 10.
Oh, it is the 10, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the 10.
What would you say the market value might be for that card?
6 figures, easily.
Okay.
I mean, there's only one, there's only one in my year. So literally it can I value it higher because it's so sentimental to me.
Right.
Obviously there's more of a realistic price, but it would take a lot for me to want to sell it right now.
So we're like high 6 figures, maybe like $1 million.
I wouldn't say $1 million. I'd say under $500,000, sorry. But it's going to take a lot of money for me to want to sell it.
That's so cool. What a gem. Well, dude, PokeDean, thank you, bro. Give him a freaking follow on all of his stuff. Do you have any words of advice for content creation in this space?
Have fun with it. Don't feel pressured. Collect as much Pokemon as you can. I love it.
Thanks, bro. Heck yeah. We've got Chloe. Chloe, how's it going?
Hello, yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. This is the one and only. Not up the down. Not up the down. Don't need that much fitness today. All right, PokeChloe, yes. What do you do?
What do I do? I do a lot of things. I own a TCG store in the UK. I stream, I make videos, and I have fun.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
That's it.
What's the most expensive thing you've ever sold?
Oh, ever sold? Ooh. Okay, I sold a first edition Charizard in a PSA 9 in the hype, and it went for more than like most other sales that I know.
Okay.
Yeah. But
are we talking like hundreds of thousands?
No.
Okay,
yeah, no. But a lot for what it was, being a 9. But yeah, that's probably one of like the cooler, like bigger items that I can remember selling.
Sick. Okay, and for people who are looking to get into Pokemon card buying and selling, maybe even opening a shop, you have any advice?
Yeah, I mean, you have to commit to it. So as long as you're committed and as long as you are enjoying yourself, that's the main thing. The moment you stop enjoying it, no one else will enjoy it. So enjoy yourself, but be prepared. It is a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so now we are at the probably highest value booth in the entire place. And the guy who owns this is amazing. The Pokemon Network. This is the Pokemon Network Hidden Hobbies. Yeah, right? Where can people find you?
Instagram, Facebook, eBay, pretty much anywhere.
We're in the craziest booth in the entire place. If you had to guess how much money and product is here in the entire booth, in just your booth alone, what would you guess?
Man, I'm thinking probably 3 to 4 million.
That's insane. 3 to 4 million. How long have you been doing Pokemon cards for?
So I've been in this industry now for about 5 years.
Okay, 5 years.
5 years.
Dang.
My son got me into this.
Really?
Yeah, he did. So he I tried to push him in like 2018, just kind of get into the hobby, but he didn't really take interest yet. So my nephew really got involved, and then he really took interest and took off from there.
So most parents will buy their kids like, I don't know, like a video game or like a PlayStation. Do you buy your kid like a base set Charizard?
He collects Mews. He collects Mews, so he buys his own Mews.
Yeah, okay, sick. That's cool, bro.
It worked for the money.
Yeah, all right, bet. That's sick. Okay, so when it comes to like working the Pokemon card space, you vend at a lot of places. Do you have any advice or like tips on vending and buying and selling and like wheeling and dealing with people?
The biggest thing in this industry is, any industry, is building relationships, right? It's not always about the money. It's more about building the relationships and networks where you can expand further.
Yeah, dude, huge, 100%. And you're definitely, and I can vouch for this guy is like one of the best in the business. His network's insane. Everybody works with him like this guy's crazy. And your inventory is insane. So how did you build such a $3 to $4 million inventory just here at the place alone? Like how in the last 5 years did you scale that?
It just takes time and just kind of always reinvest the money. You know, a lot of people, they spend it on fancy cars, watches, and stuff like that, but I don't know, I just reinvest the money.
Yeah, love that, love that. And speaking of the money, what is the most money that you've ever made in one single sale?
140,000.
Are you talking about 140,000 profit?
140,000 profit.
That's insane. On Pokemon cards, man. That's crazy. All right, well, so this guy's a legend, you're a professional. If you had any advice for maybe newcomers coming into the space, wanting to join the hobby, expand their collection, maybe buy and sell and like start a business, what advice would you give? Honestly, invest in what you like. And I think it becomes more enjoyable to where like you don't feel the pressure of where like you have to buy and sell. And I think it'll take you farther that way. Sick, bro, sick. Dude, well, thank you very much, bro. This guy's a legend, man. The Pokemon Network, Hidden Hobbies, check him out. Literally the freaking GOAT. There's a $500,000 box of cardboard right behind you. One single box. This place is crazy. Okay, now we're here with the freaking legend, Leonhart. Leonhart, bro, how are you?
I'm good. Hi, Mom.
So this is one of the biggest Pokemon card YouTubers in the entire space. This guy like paved the way for a lot of it. If you have any advice to give for people looking to get into content creation or into like buying and selling, trading in the Pokemon card space, what advice would you give?
Well, I think that's like two questions. One is like the content creation, do something that you're like passionate about instead of consistent schedule of getting that content out there. No matter if it's not bad, but now it's just going out there because you're learning at least 1%, hopefully improving every single time. Nice. As far as buying and selling cards, I mean, it's just about trying to get cards that you're really wanting and try to trade for them, try to sell for them, go to the different conventions. You never know what you can trade for at these types of conventions like Card Party. So go to your local garage sales, anywhere where you can find cards, because you never know where you can find them. Yeah. And then go to the different conventions. It's a good way. Dude, sweet, thank you. Okay, so you've got an insane collection. You're a big Skyridge guy. Yes. What would you say in terms of value is the craziest thing in your collection? And then what is your favorite regardless of value? Well, my favorite's my PSA 10 first edition Team Rocket Squirtle. Common card. Okay. You were like, Charizard? Right. Which actually, coincidentally, I guess it is my PSA 10 first edition base set Charizard, signed by Mitsuhiro Arita, is my #1 card that I've had offers at least when I never was selling it, but offers were like up to $400,000. That's crazy. Just for that one. I haven't tried selling it, but that probably would be the #1. But it's also not for sale though, is the thing. He doesn't want your money. Not for sale. Not right now, unless I need to like pay for my daughter's tuition eventually, so eventually. For sale one day. He's also got a company called Rare Candy, so check them out. What do you guys do at Rare Candy? We do a lot of stuff. We do premier auctions. So if you want high-end collectibles, or we have weekly auctions that are just have anything in it, we sell random items and cards and shops and sealed products from people across the entire world. And we now just released a card scanner. So if you want to know the prices of your cards, download the Rare Candy app. So yeah. Do it. Click it. Lee, thanks, bro. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, absolutely. And then this right here, that guy is DeepPocketMonster. He's the guy who like coordinated and did this whole event. So maybe if we get lucky, we'll talk to him today as well. He'd be a really interesting guy to talk to because he's not just a collector. This guy's like a mogul, low-key. Like he's a chain serial entrepreneur, joined the card space. His channel blew up in like 2 years, a year, and now he's hosting conventions that I'm at and that all the other creators are at. This guy is, we can crack into his mind for just 30 seconds. That'd be very valuable. So that'd be cool too. So we gotta be kind of flash, but this is the homie. All right, where can people find you? On Instagram at NotShivam. And you handed me something insane. Yeah, this thing. If you had to put a price tag on this card, what would you say it's worth roughly? I know that on auction through PWCC, a PSA 9, because no 10s exist, sold for $30,000, and a Beckett 9 sold for like $25,000. Bro, that's insane, dude. Yeah, there's no 10s that exist. So let me ask you, man, what is your niche in the trading card space, and how did you get into it? My niche is mostly informational, educational content around the investment side of collectibles. I do holistic collectibles, but that's my niche. I like to talk about the story of cards and why they have value, because
usually, like, if you tell someone on the outside, like, this cost $100 or this cost, you know, $200,000 or $1 million, people are gonna be like, why? It's just a piece of cardboard. Well, it's so much more to that. So it's usually the story is why something costs so much.
Super cool.
Yeah.
What is the coolest story you've ever heard or told about a card?
Okay, so it's not Pokemon. I was at the National in 2022, and I've worked with Heritage, the auction house at that time, and I got to work with this card. That weekend, that card sold. It ended up being it currently holds the title for the world's most expensive card, and it's a SGC 95 1952 Mickey Mantle card that sold that weekend for $12.6 million.
Oh my God,
yeah.
million?
Yeah, so I live in like in a very, very small town, and like the average prices of those houses, like when we bought it, was roughly $150,000 to $180,000. I would say like now they're roughly like $200,000 to $300,000. I was like, dude, this one card could buy out my entire street. So it was pretty crazy. It had me sweating, and like the moment I had it and they gave me the card, like a bunch of security were like honing in. They were making sure I just did not book it. So that's probably the coolest thing I've ever done. Yeah.
Dude, that's insane. So what about a Pokemon card? The most expensive Pokemon card that you've ever had, held, sold?
The most expensive Pokemon card. Well, I mean, I've gotten to like hold a few Pikachu illustrators in like 9s, but the coolest I would say, like the one that like just like is just crazy is Dubsy's Pikachu Snap contest card, and he brought it last year at Card Party, and they had just got it graded then, and just holding it for the first time ever was crazy because like to this day it is the only one that exists out there. So that was the coolest thing ever. They bought it for like $275,000, but like I don't know what they would sell it at. Like it's definitely currently more rare than a Pikachu illustrator for sure, but that's insane. That is the most expensive Pokemon cards I've dealt with. I've sold a lot, but that is the most expensive that I've got to hold.
Okay, so you're super duper, you know a lot about the value side, a lot about the high-end side of the Pokemon card market. What advice would you give for maybe like new people coming into the market that maybe want to dabble a little bit in high-end or interested in high-end?
I think like the biggest thing is that like I think most adults are kind of like conscientious about how much money they're spending, and sometimes like opening up a booster box or opening even like one pack and not really pulling anything can be very morally defeating. And so like what I'd like to do is like I'll go like a month or 2 months or 3 months, save money up and buy that one card, because at the end of the day that's something I'll hold on to, that's something I'll appreciate far longer than you know just that like fleeting enjoyment of being able to open up a pack. I mean that's fun and all sometimes, but I have much more enjoyment of like simply buying something or finding something really, really cool and just holding on to it long term. I think that's like the best thing. So like I think it's great to like buy stuff and not have to rip stuff. Like the one advice I would say to like a new creator is that instead of ripping, a box open every single time to find that one card, it's far cheaper to buy your singles, or just like going to different events and trading, That's like the best way to do it. Any way you can save money, the better.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. 100%.
Yeah.
Man, $30,000 in his shirt pocket. Check him out. This guy is awesome, dude. Thank you very much.
You're crushing it, man. You're crushing it. You're doing good. Look at you.
Appreciate it, man.
You're doing really good right now.
We out here, Card Party. Let's get it. All right, we're in a rush right now, but we got SuperDuperDani in the house. How you doing?
Yo, what's up? How's it going? Yo, I like the setup too.
It's nice, right?
Mic check 1 2.
Yo. Okay, so what do you do in the Pokemon card space and community? Like, what's your thing?
I do a lot of different Pokemon card stuff, but I'm a big collector and a big pack opener. But I've been collecting like every single Pokemon card set, like all the recent ones.
Yeah.
100% master set.
No way, that's insane.
Yeah, no, it's been a great time.
Okay, so you do a lot of content as well. Do you have any advice on content creation in the card space?
Ooh, I would say just get out there and start making stuff. I think that's the #1 thing. Like if you're thinking too much about, what to make, you end up not making anything sometimes. So I think it's really important to just like make stuff.
Super sick.
Yeah.
And for people looking to get into collecting Pokemon cards, maybe for the first time or they haven't collected in years, what advice would you give for like newer collectors?
Ooh, I would say just collect the way that you want to collect. I think there's a lot of pressure to maybe like try to complete a whole set or do a whole binder or something. Just collect what you like, find the things that you like, and then just start collecting that.
Super sick. Thank you. Check out Danny. Thank you so much. So I'm here with Pat, and we've got one question. What advice do you have for anybody that's getting into the card space as a collector, as a potential buyer and seller, as somebody who wants to host their own event?
Oh, wow. Yeah. So there's so much that you could go into, right? There's so many lanes that you can go down, but if you try to go down all of them, you're going to go nowhere, right? All your energy gets put into all these things. So as I like to say, the riches are in the niches. Stay in one thing. Maybe it's trophy cards, maybe it's modern, maybe it's only vintage, maybe it's just one Pokemon. Focus on that, and when you do that, your goals become a little easier to reach, and you're able to unlock the next goal sooner, versus trying to do 10 things at the same time. It just feels like you're going nowhere. Even though you are making progress, for the mental, it's hard to do it that way.
Dude, amazing. Thank you so much, and congratulations on the event, bro.
Thank you, man.
Okay, so what you're about to see is the most expensive Pokemon card in the world. Iconic, like the one. Oh my god. It is the actual Illustrator Pikachu, the Tag 10. That's insane. The highest graded Illustrator ever. This might just be the most expensive card in the entire world. That's crazy. I'm gonna put that down before I break it.